Yes people, I'm Charlie, and in this video I'm going to go through what I would do if I needed to lose 10 pounds of body fat in the next 4 weeks. So there are 3 main things which I'll be focusing on in these 4 weeks to ensure I did lose the body fat. In this video I'm going to go through all 3 so you can do it yourself. The first thing I'll be focusing on is your step count. Steps are so important in an aggressive fat loss phase. I know this doesn't mean you have to hit the magical 10k. 10k steps is great, but not for everyone. If you currently do 3,000 steps right now and you increase your steps to 8,000, this is still brilliant. You're still doing 5,000 extra steps a day, even though you're not hitting 10k. So what should your steps be in this aggressive fat loss phase? I would say try and double your steps. Now I know this is a steep ask, all right? I know it's going to be tough, but if you're doing 7k right now and you can get them to 14, what this is going to allow you to do is burn a lot more calories on a daily basis without even really thinking about it. And now I know it is a little bit time consuming, but once you set it as a habit, create a routine, this will just be a non-negotiable and you'll do it without thinking. What I'd personally do is set your steps around meals. So maybe have your breakfast and then do 3,000 steps. Then have your lunch, maybe do a quick 3,000 steps, and then after dinner, go and do 4,000 steps. If you can set a routine like this, you're easily going to hit over 10k, increase your step count, and you're not going to be able to think about it too much. And even if you can't double your steps, going from 6 to 10k is still going to be helpful. So increase your step count, and this is going to be a great start in your aggressive fat loss phase. And now the reason I'm saying increase your steps first before doing 7 days of an hour of cardio is because steps, you're not going to need rest days from them. You're not going to get sore from doing steps. Well, hopefully not anyway. If you do, you're in the wrong place. You're going to get sore though from doing the Stairmaster 7 days a week or doing 7 1-hour incline treadmill sessions. But increasing your step count 3, 4, 5, 6,000 is going to be cool. Yeah, it's going to be a bit tedious and a bit time consuming, but you're not going to get sore from it. So the second thing I would focus on is training. Now your training is important in any phase, but it's extremely important when you're in an aggressive fat loss phase. The main reason is when you're in an aggressive fat loss phase, you're in a massive deficit. And this is going to put you at a huge risk of losing muscle. Now, the number one way to ensure you don't lose muscle is to train hard and train properly. So one rule I would try and go with is train every muscle group twice a week. Now, you might not be able to do this, but this is a very good rule to make sure you get enough volume on each muscle to make sure you're maintaining your muscle mass. Now, to help you out a bit, I'm going to show you 3 splits here, which could help you massively. Split number 1, which I'd recommend, is push-pull legs. Push-pull legs is classic, simple, nice and easy. You can do a 3-day split, which I'd recommend training 3 days minimum per week with resistance sessions. You could do a 4-day split, a 5-day, or you could even do push-pull legs, rest, repeat, and that will be a 6-day split. But as long as you're training 3 days per week minimum, you're going to be cool. The second split, which I'd recommend, is upper, lower. So this is a great split again because you're training your upper body on one day, lower on another. And the way I'd usually program it is upper, rest, lower, rest, upper. You could have another lower on, but people like the 3-day split because, especially the lads, because you're training upper body twice and lower body once. So upper, lower, upper is quite a nice split. And again, it will help you train all your upper muscles twice per week. The last split, which you could use in this phase as well, or any phase to be honest, is a full body split. Now, this isn't something I use too often. I would usually do it on a holiday when I'm away training once or twice, but if you're training twice or 3 times a week, a full body split could be good. Again, ensuring you're getting a good amount of volume on each muscle group a few times per week. And with your training, again, like steps, we want to create a habit, create a routine. So don't just sit here and say, oh, I'll do push-pull legs, that'd be fine. Write down, I will do push on a Monday, I'll do pull on a Wednesday, and I'll do legs on a Saturday. This way, you're holding yourself accountable, you know what you're doing every single day, and there's less chance of you slipping up and not doing it, whether you're lazy or busy. The last thing, which you probably guessed, you need to focus on is your diet. This is going to be so important in any fat loss phase, but especially important in an aggressive fat loss phase. So number 1, as I've already mentioned, you're going to need to be in a calorie deficit. Now, this deficit you're going to need to be in is going to be a lot bigger and more aggressive because we want to lose body fat quickly in this phase. Now, if you don't know what a calorie deficit is, it's very simple. Say your maintenance calories is 2,500. This means that if you eat 2,500 calories each day, you'll maintain your weight. So if you start eating 2,000 calories per day, you're in a 500 calorie deficit every day and you will start to drop weight. Now, thank me because I've already told you to increase your steps. So that is going to make sure you burn more calories each day, already really putting you in a larger deficit. But we also want to be in a good deficit of our food to ensure we drop this weight pretty quickly. What I would recommend is don't start off too mad. Maybe start at a 500 or 600 calorie deficit. You could go a bit more aggressive, but what I would do is start around there, monitor the data after week 1. And if you don't drop enough weight, then things need to be changed and you can lower your calories or increase your step count. Now, this is where reverse engineering comes in. You need to reverse engineer. So what I mean by this is we want to lose 10 pounds over the next 4 weeks. So every week, divide that, and you need to lose 2.5 pounds a week. If we're not losing 2.5 pounds each week, we know we're not on track and something needs to be changed. So set your goal for each week, make sure you stick to it, and if you're behind, make a change. If you're on track, keep things the same. Remember though, this is not a sustainable way to lose fat. If you've got 20-30 pounds to lose, you should not be doing an aggressive diet. You should be aiming for maybe 1 to 2 pound loss per week over 20-30 weeks. That will be sustainable, and you're actually going to keep your physique afterwards and not rebound and gain all the weight again. So if you've got a lot of weight to lose, do it over a longer period. Do not go aggressive. If you want to do an aggressive fat loss phase like this, chances are you're decently lean already, you're in okay shape, but you just want to tighten up in the next 3-4 weeks for maybe a holiday. And that is where this video would massively apply. The other thing which is massively important in your diet is your protein intake. You're going to need to have a good amount of protein in your diet. You could be training 7 times a week, but if you're not hitting your protein, you're at a massive risk of losing muscle, especially in an aggressive deficit. So in terms of protein, I would probably aim for 1 to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. Usually I would say just 1 gram per pound of body weight, but when you're in an aggressive deficit, I usually pull protein a little bit higher. So if you go 1.2 grams per pound of body weight, you're going to be cool. So there you go. That is how I would go about an aggressive diet, going to lose 10 pounds in the next 4 weeks. Focus on your steps, focus on nailing your training, and then focus on nailing your diet. Assess the data each week. When something needs to be changed, change it. But if you're on track, keep it the same and keep working hard. So I hope this video is valuable. If you want a little bit more value and you're still a little bit stuck, I've actually got a 12-week transformation challenge running right now. So if you want me to help you one-to-one and guarantee you get to your goal in your certain time frame, then click the first link in the description and I'll be in touch. But apart from that, thank you for watching the video. I will see you in the next one next week.